Alrighty, and welcome to the first of the request builds that I did. If you don't know, I did I made a post where you could request a build for me to make, and yeah, after both videos are out, I'll have both of these posted to the workshop, or I'll just post it to the workshop and show you, or show me doing it at the end of the video. Anyway, to start off, we have the XF5F skyrocket. Now this thing was actually a pain to get in the air, more so than the J7W Shinden I made a while back. So yeah, this thing has a very interesting layout. The primary wing of the aircraft is located at like the very front, so it's not the most stable. Also, this thing doesn't really roll very well. It's not because I didn't want it to, it's just because just how it is. Well, as you can see, pretty good against hot air balloons. I believe this aircraft was designed for, I want to say, the US Navy in 1938 or something like that. Maybe not the Navy, but I don't know. But 1938, I'm pretty sure, is when it was made, so just before World War II. Well, technically, well, I guess not really. I guess kind of like 3 years before we decided to join. But yeah, this thing is... I think this is one of the few planes that I have that has a 2-block tall cockpit, which, in my opinion, looks really nice, but also kind of goofy on this thing. Though it does actually help with some stability. So yeah, it's quite, I'd say it's quite maneuverable, actually. So yeah, of course you got, this thing has 2 engines, because I guess, I'm not sure what the designers were thinking when they made this, given the orientation of everything. But you know what, maybe it was worth pursuing, you know? Maybe there was another reason for it. Of what reason? Not too sure. Though I suppose it is kind of... Oh, that's... I don't think we needed that. Right, we didn't need that. Go, one down. Man, only if it targeted the thing that was, you know, close to the center of its aiming reticle, or its default aiming position, rather than whoever's closest. That would be a lot more convenient. Ow. I forgot to turn on invincible characters, so pilot sniping didn't happen. Right. Yeah, so this thing is, yeah, I forget how fast it is. I think it goes like 430, but that's only because in order for this thing to fly, I actually needed to destructible block no drag glitch on the front of the engines because of the aerodynamics, and it would just force the plane down into like the ground, and we don't want that. So yeah, that really had to change. Then also I had to no drag part of the nose because that was also causing it to pitch down a lot due to the front of this aircraft has a very downward sloping shape, so it's not exactly the easiest to get flying perfectly. Also, there's a piston glitched wing piece in the back, just, you know, for more stability reasons. Let's finish these space pirates off. I don't want any space pirates around here. This thing is also not very stable, despite having a ton of stabilization in the rudders. I think I piston glitched... Yeah, I piston glitched extra, like, tail fins into the actual tail fins to make it more stable, but I guess that just doesn't want to do anything to... I don't know. Wait, did the other guy crash into the ground? No, he didn't. I wish, but... There we go. That's them gone. Okay, now let's Let's set her down in the other place, the other viable airfield area. On this map, there's like only 2 real airfields. You either go to this one or this one. All the other ones are like kind of meh, if I'm going to be completely honest. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Well, this thing is... It kind of has an interior. I kind of wish you could see decals when you, like, you know, you're inside or you're on the other side of the block. I think that's the only thing that kind of, like, annoys me about this, is that you can't actually see the details on the canopy, but, you know. It's very unstable. Oh, that tree's gonna stop us. Perfect. Perfect landing. 10 out of 10. Okay, now let's sit her down. Right there. Yeah, as you saw there, so much. Let me show you the build view of it. So, of course, you have the piston glitch guns. Then, to stop it from nosing into the ground or doing a bunch of flips, I had to no drag glitch all of this. So, yeah, that's like that. Technically speaking, I don't need this armor plate here because the propellers kind of have a decent-ish sort of drag on them normally. I actually didn't check if I left any bad open aerodynamic spots inside the plane. Oh yeah, there's also a ton of thrust because, well, there's not as much as there was originally because, you know, stability issues. And it would just do like 800 flips. Also, this thing should be more nose heavy than it is heavy on the rear of the plane. So if I wanted to get this flying properly, I would need to move this weight a lot further forward, and I'd probably need to move the thrust ahead of the weight. So yeah, getting this thing to work properly was a bit of a pain, but I would say it was more than worth it. So yeah, that just about does it, I think, for the first of the builds. This one was actually quite fun to work on. It's a very cute and simplistic aircraft. I think it turned out really nice. Let me give you a nice view around it. So of course you got the big old yellow wings, which for some reason a bunch of US aircraft like back in that time period had like yellow wings for whatever reason. Uh Probably just as like some sort of like distinct marker or something, or unless it was like some form of like training like paint scheme. I don't know. But yeah, you have the canopy here. Then you have the front. There technically should be 4 guns, but I didn't really see how I could fit 4 guns. So, yeah, sue me. So yeah, you have the canopy, really nice in my opinion. Then, just to get extra shaping on the fuselage, just to make it look like it slopes more, I added that hood piece. Which, what's nice about the hood pieces is that they don't actually have any aerodynamic drag. So it's really nice. It's really nice to have. Then right there is where the wing or the thing would be piston glitched in. Then you have hinges controlled by an NOR gate somewhere in there also. Or unless it's somewhere up there. I don't remember. That keeps these little the tail things bent, and yeah. This is it's a very simple aircraft. I like that it's simple. Simple aircraft, in my opinion, are the most fun to make. Even though this one, it wasn't very simple. But, yeah. That just about does it for this episode. This has been the XF5F skyrocket. In the description, I will put the... Actually, wait. I forgot. Almost forgot. Okay, so on the PlayStation Workshop, it will be we will have the XF5F Skyrocket. So if you want it, it'll be on the marketplace. And to the person who requested this, your username from the comment you left on the post will be put in the description. And yeah, uh, that just about does it for this episode, and I will see you in the next one, where the second commission is by far my favorite jet that I've built in this game, so I hope you enjoy that. So, anyway, goodbye.